Now that you've completed the first two steps in restricting access to certain areas of your site, you've created a user role by clicking on roles up here. You've added the user role of worship team. You've then added a page up in page functions, and you've assigned the permissions for that page so that only worship team members can see it. Now we actually need to add worship team members. To do that, we're going to go to Common Tasks and click on Users. And you'll see a horizontal alphabetical list. If we click on All at the end of that list, you'll see all your users. In this case, we only have one. It's admin, and that's me. But we're going to add a new user. So we're going to go to the upper left-hand corner. We're going to click Add New User. And that'll come up once it reloads here with several boxes you can type in. So you want a username. And you could do one username and just pass that around to all of your worship team members, or you could do individual people. And then those people can fit multiple roles. So in this case, let's say this is going to be John. It's going to be the username. Or actually, John S. will be the username. The first name is John. The last name is Smith. The display name is John Smith. And the email address is johnsmith@yahoo.com. Now, there's these two boxes here. Authorize, we want to leave that one checked. Notify, we actually want to uncheck that one. And the reason we want to uncheck that one is because if you leave notify checked and you click add new user, johnsmith@yahoo.com will receive an email that says you're now a user on mainstreetchurchonline.com. And it's kind of confusing if someone's not expecting that email, especially johnsmith@yahoo.com, because we have no idea who that is. So in this case, we're going to uncheck that, but I would uncheck it in your case as well. We're going to put in a password for John. So I'll just use the word password, and I'll click add new user. Now we've added John as a user. At this point, he's not a worship team member, he's simply a user. And if we click on all to see all of our users, we'll see now that John S., the username of John S., shows up in our list there. Next to his name, there's this little gold padlock. And I'll click on that, and that will allow me to manage his roles. So John S. is automatically, whenever you add a new user, they're automatically set up as a registered user and a subscriber. Now again, those roles don't mean anything. We want John also to be a worship team member. So we'll go up to the top here where it says security role, and from this list, we'll choose worship team. Again, we don't want to send John a notification that lets him know he's on the worship team. We just uncheck that box so it doesn't send an email, and then over here on the right, we click add role to user. Now it goes down here, and we see that John is now a worship team member. So let's go ahead and log out, and we'll test our work. So we log out, we notice that we don't see worship team schedule in the list here. But if we go over here and click on log in, and we put in a username of John S. and a password of password, and click on log in, we don't need to remember it. But you'll notice that now worship team schedule shows up. But you'll also notice that John he's not an administrator. He doesn't have access to any of the toolbar at the top. He can't edit anything on the page. The only thing that's different is he sees this worship team schedule page, and we don't have anything on that page yet, but that's what he sees. So that's the third and final step to restricting access to a particular page. So first you set up user roles, then you add permissions to a page, then you set up a user that fits into that category.